awful. He's like, he doesn't come home when we want to meet, and he doesn't come. And he says he doesn't phone me as well, and all the time the same. It's like his father.
Okay.
Yeah, his father's.
Would you come home expecting a wife shouting at you like you do?
Thank you. This is enough. Please stop. That's enough.
Yeah.
Let's work just with what happens here in the room, okay? I need the clash card. It's part of the...
What's he doing?
Well, not like somewhere in here. Okay, sorry. What is happening here is probably exactly what happens here. That you get in the active position and you more or less turn away. Okay? So sorry, hold on. I just want to get it ordered. There are just 3 options how we can interact with each other related to the animal model. We can fight, we can avoid, or we can surrender. What is he doing? What do you think?
He's shutting up. He doesn't say anything.
She's right. At least at that point.
She doesn't say anything.
So you're trying to get out of the situation.
I'm the only sensible person.
Sorry. I don't want to talk about the content. I just want to look at what you do. So you try to get out. Instead of avoiding.
I try to be wise.
Okay. But this means getting out of the conflict. Okay. I write that down. Here, okay, you try to get out.
No.
And what are you doing? Sorry?
No, I have to grab him. You know,
Yeah, okay. But this means if you have only the 3 choices, fighting, avoiding, and surrender. It's okay. That's fine. So you okay, stop. How do you feel when she gets active resonance?
Terrible. That's not.
Sorry, I help you again. So there are just 4 basic emotions.
Yes.
In the very deep of your heart. This is anger, disgust, sadness, and fear. What would be first one? When she yells at you.
Disgusting.
Okay, sorry, don't take it personal. It's just... Is there anything else to say?
I'm also a little bit sad. That's not the woman I have met.
Somewhere in between. No, that's okay. Disappointed, sad. Thank you. And if you feel this way, you take her out. Get out.
Yes.
Okay. And what do you feel when he gets out?
I think he's fleeing.
No. What you feel inside. What you have the 4 options. You're getting it's easy. And the more angry you get, the more you grab for him, the more you feel annoyed, the more you get out. This is the cycle. Okay? And to get out of the cycle, we have to broaden our stage. So what I would like to do is that we all stand up together, and look down at the scene. So I need more chairs. It's good to have foldable chairs. Foldable chairs. Not yours. So this is enough. We could have 2 chairs on both sides, but we try to keep it simple. So if you take the map, then we see that when Angelika, I use the prename and Sie in German and English the same. When you act on Gerhard this way, he's angry, he's disgusted, and a bit of sad part gets activated. And on your end, it's more the angry part, right? So to get out of this trap, out of this cycle, what we need is to broaden our spectrum. This is why I asked you to get up. So if you now we move over to the other part, we have 2 basic systems in our body. In the child too. The child starts with the need of the other person, with the attention. That's what we call the attachment system. Needing the other. This is where a pair in romance also starts. We try to get rid of this attachment. That's long ago, but it's still in your biological, in your body, it's still an option. Because you're still longing for attachment. And maybe if you don't get it with Gerhard, you try to get it with somebody else. Because your system is still there. And if usually when we get a bit older as a children, we develop the need for autonomy and assertiveness as well. We try to be our own person and grow. So we have to balance these two systems. And this is why I place another chair beside there. I try to do that. There are some empty chairs there. Thank you. Because it helps if you have the two chairs. And if you are more on the, or do you sense on which side you're on when you fight with him?
I'm angry.
Angry means assertiveness. You try to fight for your rights. Your rights. And now if you look at this, at the other chair, or maybe we sit down there. Can you have a sit on this chair who's representing the, would you sit down as well? It's important to just work on the same level, otherwise you get an imbalanced situation. Just you can stay here for the moment.
Why is he not?
He's just sitting there. Watching us. What I want to ask you. This is the fighter. What we call the overcompensator. And there's the angry fighting for the rights, for the assertiveness. Now I want to ask you what we call the more sensible, the more vulnerable part. When you see them fighting, and would you please turn around?
Yeah.
That's what you always do. Yeah, take the chair with you. No. It's nicer if you turn the chair to you. And you look at his back, he turns away. How does that feel? That's not nice. Eventually, if he falls back into the anger, you say, stop. That's not this chair. This is still the anger chair. Go down deep into your heart. There was and still is a need for longing, for attachment, for connection. And this part, how do you feel in terms of louder?
I feel lonely.
Lonely and sad. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Gerhard, would you please re-enter the stage? No, please stand up again. I'm a bit fast now. No. Just come here. It's helpful if you stand between them. Please stay here. It's okay with the lights? Now what we're going to do is that move to the other child. Angelika, thank you very much for being so aware of the other part. And now if you look down, maybe do you have a good friend?
Yes.
What's her name? What is her name? Sabine. I want to ask now to be Sabine. You're Sabine? Sabine. Angelika has a problem. She easily falls into fight. And then Gerhard turns away.
Yeah.
And we found out that she's more anger-driven, but we rediscovered the need for attachment. So you are the advocate, the help and consultant of Angelika. And what would you say helping her to Gerhard being aware of these both poles? And here's sitting Gerhard to make him re-enter the stage, turn around, and listen to Angelika.
I have to touch this.
Yeah, there's Gerhard.
Yeah.
There's Gerhard. He's watching the scene. He's just, you're just watching. Just try to get a new approach, caring for Angelika's interests, but for both poles, including both.
Okay, for her, it's extremely strenuous fight all the time.
Yeah.
Doesn't
You
make-
just talk to him directly.
She's not happy about that
Yeah.
because this is really strenuous, and she doesn't like to fight, and she's very exhausted,
Yeah.
and she feels very sad about this fight.
And what does
on
she
stage.
want? Can you tell him what she really wants?
She wants to be looked for.
Yeah.
She wants to be happy together.
Yeah.
She has one who lives together.
How do you feel this in your body when you talk this way? Okay, you feel balanced? So
He didn't hear it.
no. So please keep this feeling and sit. Yeah, but that's okay. Keep this feeling and sit down here in this chair. I move it a bit backwards so you get more aware of these both poles because you have to care for them.
Okay, no, they're not protected.
You're there. I'm watching the scene. I'm paying attention. Could you please sit down there? Keep the feeling, and now try to say directly to Gerhard how you perceive him, what he does with you, and what you really need.
Could you speak up a little? Okay, if you run away all the time and don't talk to me, to her,
You could put it that way. That's fine.
I feel very lonely. And I don't want to fight with you anymore because it's very, very stressful. And I would like to have some, I want to be cared for, look for, that's what I want.
Okay. Thank you. Almost at the end of the session. You could do this. You could ask him how he feels now, and you can do it mutually with him. Eventually, in another session, it doesn't have to be the same session. And then you can do the same. Open up the backstage level with you too. You can do imagery work. You can let him or her flow back and make the background, the biographical background of this coping style more vivid. That's the same with the supervision. You can do an imagery with a supervisee. That's what you do, Wendy, in your workshops. Well, what I received a private that you did with the therapists and let us flow back to rediscover their own schema background. So this is possible in a supervision session as well. And Jeff sometimes puts it the way that you said up to 50% of the supervision could be experienced the therapist's background. So maybe this is a high number.